From turnstile to turnstile, let's talk theme parks.
Welcome to Park Hopper Podcast. Thank you for coming back to another episode. My name is Dominic Yevko. We are here with Peter, the man, Brookhart. Peter, thank you for showing up today.
You are very welcome. I showed up on time today.
No, you didn't.
Next time, be more specific and say show up and be ready right on time. I showed up on time. I wasn't ready on time.
I think 8:30 means 8:30, ready to go, and you are not ready. But that's okay. I'll forgive you. Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping. I first want to start out by saying you can go ahead and follow Peter and Sarah on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at the Brookhart Project to see all of their great adventures in Orlando, Florida. I enjoy doing it every single day, and you should too. What do you think about that, Peter?
I really appreciate that. And get ready. We're starting a whole new little venture in our social media world. We're going to actually launch the prepartaion.com in hopefully less than 2 weeks, but we'll have more details to come with that. What about you, Dom? I like to get my fix of Daily Dom. How can everybody else?
So you can go follow me and my girlfriend Victoria over on YouTube at Dom and Vic to see all of our food slash I don't know. We're not really sure what it is. We just kind of make videos and post them. A lot of it's going to restaurants. So follow us there at Dom and Vic, and also on Instagram at Dom and Vic Eats Detroit.
I think you guys are just like embodying the young atmosphere of Motown.
Right. Yeah, that is a good explanation of that.
And I'd like to thank our patrons who are listening to this a day early. Thank you for supporting us in our ventures. If you don't know what Patreon or what being a patron means, head on over to patreon.com/parkhopperpodcast, your home for exclusive content as being a awesome, amazing supporter of the Park Hopper Podcast. And one of those perks is to get your theme park testimonial recorded, distributed, and explored on. Would you even call it on air? Because we're not on air. We're on the internet.
Right. Yes. On our show.
On our show, and so
That's what I would just say.
Is it cool if I do this one, Dom?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So we've got a wonderful fan by the name of Kat. She's awesome. She watches a lot of our videos. She's even checked out Dom's videos. She's all over our Instagram and everything. She's just the bee's knees. I was going to say Cat's pajamas, but her name's Kat, so I'm not going to go that far. But she's the bee's knees. So her theme park testimonial here is about the trip she took last October. She made the trip from New York to Universal instead of Disney. The flight home was canceled due to a hurricane, and while ordering food at the airport food court, her husband went online, bought us tickets for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party that night. We were going to have to stay an extra night anyway, so I was really excited to be able to stay at Disney and go to the party. When we got there around 5 p.m., we went straight to It's a Small World. I always do that first because when I was very little, every time we went to Disney World, my family would ride that first. I have really strong memories attached to that ride. Well, the other thing I love so much at Disney is when I get to carry the red card. It makes me feel like a temporary cast member, and I just love it. So I got the red card on that line. I was just giddy. When we got to the front of the line, Eric, who I now refer to as Prince Eric, asked why I was so happy, and I told him about my connection to this ride and that I got the red card. He told me, hold on a sec. Walked away, scanned the card, and then brought it back to me. He told me I could keep it. It now hangs in a shadow box in my living room and always reminds me of the time Prince Eric gave me a little piece of the Magic Kingdom to take home forever. Disney is such an amazing place, an amazing, magical place. Even the smallest of gestures sticks with us. And I love how Disney cast members work so hard to make little moments like that happen whenever they can. That is a great story, Kat. Thank you for sharing. And it's true. Like that's what Walt envisioned for the cast members. That's what really it's all about. It's they work so hard to make everything like the fireworks, like the attractions, like the stage shows, go off so seamlessly. But the real magic is in those small details, those small magical moments. That's what kids remember from when they're 5 years old. When they're 75 talking to their grandkids, they're talking about when I was 5 years old in Magic Kingdom. Dom was the worst custodial cast member ever, but he gave me a Mickey Premium bar.
It wasn't in custodial, Peter. I should have been.
But if you would like your story shared on Park Hopper Podcast, just like Cats, we would love to hear your adventures. They don't have to be in Disney World. This story was, but they can be around any theme park in the world. Send that story on over to parkhopperpodcast@gmail.com. Dom, sending it back to you.
Yeah, I really love that story, and I think for when it comes to the red card, yeah, it doesn't like really say I don't think Disney anywhere on it, but that's a good Disney souvenir because you can't buy those. Like I'm actually shocked that they gave it away to her. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah, I've never heard. I've heard plenty of people of stealing them. I've even,
Which we don't recommend.
I'm not gonna say the thought hasn't crossed my mind in the past, but I have actually never stolen one. I did see. I don't know. Correct me if I'm. Well, don't correct me if I'm wrong because I know I'm not wrong. But I'm just not going to say it because I don't know. But if you know the store I'm talking about, the Etsy store or online shop, leave a comment down below. But there's actually, I saw online on Instagram, there's a store that sells a shirt with, it's just a red T-shirt with the letters, like the words that say, like, please give this to the cast member at the front of the line on the front of it. So it's basically
really
like you're a walking red card.
That's cool. Super cool. But thank you again, Kat, for that awesome story. And we would love to hear more if you have any, or if any of you that are listening have some really cool stories. But I say on that note, we get started with this episode. And Peter, this is actually your idea. You're very excited about this episode, like always. And today we are going to talk about an event. I don't even know if you want to call it an event. It's a bunch of actual events that are happening over the summer at Walt Disney World. And that is Walt Disney World Incredible Summer that is starting on May 25th.
Yeah, I really like these. They do these every once in a while. Usually, and it makes sense this year. It coincides with the opening of some Toy Story Land. But usually they do something like this when it coincides with a big event. Like they had the Monstrous Summer, the year that Monsters University came out, and they had a 24-hour day event that year. They're not doing a 24-hour day event this year, but like they have these like seasonal celebrations where they have really fun and really different and cool experiences that aren't typically, most of them aren't extra costs, and they're not one time. They're last anywhere from 1 to 3 months of just kind of reoccurring events within the parks or resorts.
Right. So this is going to be very cool. And I guess I'll just start off by reading. There's about, I want to say, a handful of different things that are going on throughout the summer. So I'll go off and read the first one and we'll talk about it. So starting on the 25th, you can go to Tomorrowland and have an incredible Tomorrowland Expo. From favorite Disney Pixar superheroes will take over Tomorrowland as part of an incredible Tomorrowland Expo that celebrates all things super. Guests can interact with Mr. Incredible, Frozone, and other Disney Pixar, other supers from Disney Pixar's The Incredibles, and upcoming Incredibles 2. And for the first time ever, guests will get to see Edna Mode. Tomorrowland will also be decked out with incredible decor and sounds from the film. Guests can also enjoy a super dance party on the Rocket Tower stage. Sounds like a blast if you ask me.
I like that word choice there. I was super nervous that you weren't, and I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't have the kind of delivery that I expected about a key point there.
Well,
But at the same time, Dom, anybody who's listening, I'm not ragging on Dom just to rag on him because I know this character in this genre movie isn't his forte.
I like The Incredibles. The Incredibles are one of my favorite Pixar movies.
But what you don't have is I can tell in your voice, and it's nothing against you, Dom, is you do not understand the gravity that is getting to meet Edna Mode. She is like a living, like, you know how like cult classics are like, I don't know how many years ago something has to be considered a cult classic, but Edna Mode if she's not a cult classic figure now, she's going to be in whatever 5 or 10 years. She's got that classic quote, "I never look back, darling. It distracts me from the now."
Well, let me tell you something, Peter. I don't know if you guys can listen in my voice. My allergies are starting to hit me very badly right now, so I can't breathe. So if you think I don't have any enthusiasm, like you say, that is the reason. It's because I can't breathe right now. I'm very excited about Edna Mode. Thank you.
But I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Dom and I have had plenty of fun adventures in Tomorrowland.
We have
Um,
the dance parties are
the
always a blast.
the dance parties are always a blast, no matter what characters show up. But they're saying Frozone, Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, Edna Mode. I'm excited to. I mean, it's not like super exciting, like oh my god, but I'm interested to hear what these noises from the Incredibles movies
Yeah,
that
that
are
I
going to
don't
be
get.
played in the background. It's almost like they're going to shut off the background music that's playing right now in Tomorrowland and have background music. Which like if it's like that main song from the first one, like that jazzy one,
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool, kind of
right.
exciting. It feels like I'm in like got background music and there's an action scene going on while I'm going through Tomorrowland. Um, but that'll be cool.
No,
The
for
next
sure.
the next thing that they're doing, it's this is the thing that probably that I'm like intrigued about the most. And that's going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix Live Concert Series, which begins a little later. This begins June 9th, and it's going to be in Epcot at the American Pavilion in the American Gardens Theater. And it's going to feature tunes from Star-Lord's Awesome Mixtapes. So I haven't been able to find a lot of details on this. There's a group that's going to take the stage 5 times daily from June 9th to August 19th. And what I think it's going to be is it's going to be a cover band from all of like those 80s era music that is featured in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, volumes
Yeah.
1 and 2. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think, but I'm interested to see if like Star-Lord's going to come out or if other characters are, because you can meet Star-Lord in Hollywood Studios. So I'm interested
Right.
to see like how they're gonna turn that. If it's just gonna be like a cool stage show, like Rock Band, kind of like how they have at UK or at Canada, um, or if it's gonna be how much of influence Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be there.
Right. Yeah. I guess I'll have to see. I don't know a whole lot about Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, don't hate me. I want to see the movie because I've heard it's very good, but I still have not yet to see it.
I think you would. I think you would really like it.
No, I've heard it's great. I just haven't had the chance to see it yet. But that is the Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix Live Concert Series at Epcot. Next up, no pun intended, is the Up, A Great Bird Adventure debuts at Disney's Animal Kingdom Anniversary Celebration on April 22nd. And I will go ahead and read the description. Disney's Animal Kingdom will kick off their 20th anniversary celebration April 22nd. The new show Up, A Great Bird Adventure also debuts April 22nd. Oh, great. Which features Russell and Doug from the Disney's Pixar animated film Up. In the new show, they'll team up to discover species of birds from around the world. Peter, I'm going to be honest, I'm not that into birds, so this doesn't excite me. I love the movie Up, and I love Doug, and I love Russell, but I'm not into birds, so I'm not sure that I would enjoy this, but I guess if I'm there, I would love to watch it, just to see. Just to, see if I really, my intuition is telling me right.
I think for anybody who's been to Animal Kingdom before, the old flights or Birds of Wonder, Flights of Wonder. What was the old show called?
I'm not sure because I've never seen it.
But you know where it is. It's right by Yak and
Yeah,
Yeti.
right. Yeah.
It's that same stage area. Right now, there's giant construction walls in and canopies up. They're doing a lot of construction, and it's warranted because this thing is going to open up soon. But I think they're just going to basically retheme it, repurpose it. But this, did you see this Dino-tastic celebration that they're doing?
Yes, I did.
That is going to be cool. I just love
Okay.
it. Scrooge McDuck, Launchpad McQuack are going to show up. I feel like they do when something like this, where they have the Dino Land celebration here, where they're going to have the birds of a feather like Donald show up and Scrooge McDuck and Launchpad.
Yeah.
I feel like that is like that's when Disney secretly does like beta testing and you don't realize it. At the Moonlight Magic events, they've been having Scrooge McDuck and Launchpad and McQuack come out. And I think they do that to kind of gauge the crowd, to gauge the guests, to see are these characters still relevant? Have they themselves like gone to, not to bring up the word again, but gone to like a cult classic status where like now kids who grew up watching Launchpad and Scrooge now have their own kids or are adults coming on their own or bringing their families down, and they love that, and they're going to spend time to go wait in line or go see a show or go dance with these characters that they remember from their childhood.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be interesting. I'm more excited for the Dino Land party than the bird adventure, but I'm still gonna go because we actually did the flight, the old bird show the year before it closed down to refurb, and I was like surprisingly very interested in it, just because they had a big range of birds doing a lot of cool tricks.
Right. So we will see. But the Dino Land Bash Party with Donald Duck does sound cool. That sounds very similar to what's going on in Tomorrowland with the Incredibles.
Yeah,
Just
just
the
an Animal Kingdom version.
Now, the next event is something that I'm actually most excited for. Fingers crossed that maybe I could come. Is the Disney's H2O Glow Nights at Typhoon Lagoon.
That's what you're most excited for this summer?
Well, out of this event, obviously there's some major thing that's happening that's opening, but that's not special to the event. That was happening already. So
True. I guess I get you there. I'll give you that.
yeah, I'm talking about things that they're having that are just temporary, and go ahead and read it. Disney's Typhoon Lagoon will join in on the incredible summer fun starting June 21st with a new Disney H2O Glow Nights. The water park will transform on select evenings when a glow party takes over the park. Tickets go on sale March 19th and are $55 a person. So yeah, that sounds very exciting. You get to go to the water park. It'll be glow in the dark. How cool is that?
Super cool. And from what but the key thing is here, it's 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. So you're paying $50, $55 for adults, 50 for children, 3 to 9. 8 for 3 hours. Now this is the part that why I said I was surprised that you said it's because that's a hefty price for 3 hours, but it should be a cool time. I've heard, not to bring it up again, but they've done a few Moonlight Magics at Typhoon Lagoon and special cast member events at Typhoon Lagoon. These water parks weren't like created to be open after nightfall. So when you are in them and after night has started, it's kind of really cool because it's almost like it's not lit but not lit, and there's a lot of like it just like has this cool feel to it because it's a part. It's kind of like, remember you were in elementary school and you didn't go to school one day and like you're driving around your town and you're like, wow, this is what my town looks like at 11 a.m. and it was just like, to you as a little kid, it looks so different. I feel like that's what this happens with Typhoon Lagoon. I do, as more details come out, if it's just Typhoon Lagoon's open from 8 to 11 for select guests with maybe some glow sticks, I don't know if I'll be sold.
Right.
But I am, if it's anything, basically if there's anything besides just being able to go to the water park, I may end up actually trying it.
Yeah, I mean, in my head, I pictured them having the water glow in the dark. Maybe this is just me being naive, but I feel like it could be a really cool event.
Well, and Typhoon Lagoon has been down on refurb, but that's seasonal. It happens every year. During the winter months, they split it half the time with Blizzard Beach, half the time with Typhoon Lagoon. So you never know. Like maybe they could be putting in some special lighting underneath the surface for these kind of events to make the wave pool light up at night, to make some of the lazy river portions light up at night. I guess it's just we're gonna have to wait and see. But I am excited. I'm not negative about it. You know me with Disney. I'm optimistic about just about everything.
Correct.
But if it's just the park open from 8 to 11, I'm going to do a hard pass. But I can definitely see the perks because if you were doing a rest day or even like an Animal Kingdom day and you were there all morning, or even a Studios day, you could do a Studios day, not do Fantasmic or Star Wars Nighttime Spectacular, and then go do this from 8 to 11 and milk those 3 hours.
Well, the good thing about it is it's not taking over any of the normal Typhoon Lagoon hours. So it's
True.
definitely after hours. So it's not an event that is going to be take. Say you go to Typhoon Lagoon during the day, this event's not taking away any time
Yeah.
from the norm. So it's something that if you have the money and you want to pay for it, that's totally your decision. It's not like say the Halloween party where
Yeah, it's a really good
it
point. I
it
didn't think about
it,
that.
it cuts into the normal hours of the park because it closes at 6 anyways every single day.
All right, and now for the main event. This is something that I've driven past almost every day, and every day because I'm the one who's driving typically in the car. Sarah goes, "Oh my God, I just saw the fence," and I look over as I'm driving like 60 miles an hour on World Drive, trying to stay on the road or in my lane, and then I miss it. So I have yet to actually see this fence, but Sarah has seen a lot of this ride from World Drive or this land, and that is Disney's Hollywood Studio, June 30th. Toy Story Land is opening up.
I mean, is that not exciting or what? This is what we have all been waiting for.
11 acres of land are going to shrink you down to the size of a toy, and then you're going to get to explore Andy's backyard from Toy Story. There's the new family coaster, which Slinky Dog Bat Dash, which I'm kind of weary about after reading some things recently about it, and even that word choice right there, the family coaster. I'm a little worried it's not going to be an exciting ride, but I'm still excited because it's super long and it's going to be kind of cool. So I'm still going, of course, but I think it's going to be for coaster enthusiasts potentially lackluster. And then this I'm super excited about is the alien swirling saucers, which looks from the photos and the description kind of like the 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 ride they have in Cars Land, not the bumper one, but the tractor ride, the tractor pull from Cars Land. And then there's going to be a quick service. So Toy Story Land is going to consist of basically those three main items. It's going to be the Slinky Dog Dash Coaster, Alien Swirling Saucers, and then Woody's Lunchbox, which is going to be a quick service restaurant. And I think they're going to have one small retail store in the land. But that's a lot. That's a lot of land to only have four things in, just to give you to give you perspective of how big that roller coaster is going to be. It spans like the whole perimeter. And then they are changing the current Toy Story Mania entrance is going to close, and they're going to shift it to the other side of the building. So you actually have to enter Toy Story Mania from Toy Story Land, where they're also going to add that third track. So hopefully Toy Story Mania will be not a long wait going forward.
Yeah, I'm obviously very excited for this just because it's something new, and whenever there's something new, I'm always excited to see it. But since the day that they announced Toy Story Land was going to become a thing, I have been very skeptical about how it's going to be just because of like the Slinky coaster. It I don't want necessarily something that's too family friendly. It's probably going to be a lot like the Barnstormer. So something like that I don't go on that ever. And then the Alien ride, it's a copycat of a ride that's already in Cars Land. So I'm not sure how immersive it's going to be, this whole area, but I hope I'm proven wrong because I love Toy Story. Toy Story has a special place in my heart. So I really do hope it blows me out of the water because just from the pictures and everything, it doesn't seem like it's going to be one of the most immersive things that Disney has ever done.
Now, I think you're gonna like the quick service because I didn't mention this. I don't recall reading or seeing what the menu's gonna be like for the quick service, but I do know they're really pushing this. They're gonna have old fashioned soda floats.
Okay, that's really cool.
So I think Dom and Vic Eats may have to make a pit stop over there and get some photos and everything for the
For
for the
sure, for sure.
Instagram. I'm excited, but like why I am not super enthusiastic about Toy Story Land is because before they announced it, there was like most things in the world. There were many rumors floating around the interwebs about what they were going to do with Hollywood Studios in regards to Toy Story Land, what we now know as Toy Story Land. And one of the rumors that got a lot of traction, and I got too excited about, even though it's just a rumor, was that it wasn't going to be a Toy Story Land, that it was going to be a Pixar Land,
Yes.
that it was going to be. I don't want to call it like Pixar Pier and DCA because that's based. They're not doing anything different. They're just making everything
Retheming.
theming. But I thought they were gonna build. I thought before they
The
announced
Crush
Star Wars,
Coaster.
when they were saying they're closing down Backlot, they're taking down Lights Motor Action, they're going to do Pixar Land. They're going to expand studios and make this giant, immersive Pixar thing. I thought the Monsters Inc. roller coaster, the Crush roller coaster. I was thinking all these different genres of these different movies could have rides there and experiences there, and it wouldn't be. I don't like that they limited it. I get why, because Toy Story is like the namesake to Pixar, and Toy Story Mania has been such a success as an attraction in studios. But I wanted to see a Pixar Land. I didn't want to see Toy Story Land.
I agree 100%. I was really looking forward to the Crush Coaster because I heard it's a really good ride, one of the better rides in Disneyland Paris.
At least
So that's
we're getting Ratatouille.
yeah, but it's not Ratatouille's not like a thrill ride, and it's not even going to be in Hollywood Studios. It's going to be at Epcot.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know. I think they could have took that and put that in Hollywood Studios as well. I don't know. I don't know who makes the decisions when it comes to that. I just think I would have done it differently. But that's just me. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's great. I hope it. Disney doesn't do anything bad, so I don't think it's going to be bad. I just think I might be a little underwhelmed.
Yeah, I can see that. I remember walking through.
You know what I picture, Peter?
What?
And you wouldn't know this because you haven't been, but Seuss Landing over in Islands of Adventure.
No, I've walked through that before though, isn't it? Is that in wait, is that in Universal or is that
It's
in
Islands of Adventure.
Okay, no, but I've seen videos of it. I feel
So it's themed well, but it's just kind of like there. They got a merry-go-round and they got the Cat in the Hat ride, which is kind of like a dark ride, but it's not dark, and that's really it. And I kind of feel like that's going to be similar to what Toy Story Land is.
I could see that. I could see that. It kind of reminds me of I don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried because it's got 11 acres that I'll
Too
have
much
this.
open space.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of open space. That like cool. There's a life-size Woody statue, and then Bo Peep is 75 feet across from him on the other side. I feel like it's gonna. I'm worried it's gonna give me like a Six Flags feel or
Right.
a Legoland feel that has these big walkways and like very open plan with these giant themes. It's supposed to make you feel like a toy-sized person, but because of the expansionness of the land, that it's not going to be able to provide that. If it was small, almost enclosed, like you could probably do a better idea, a better feel, kind of like how you feel when you walk into Toy Story Mania, how
Right.
you're like in Andy's room and you're standing next to a bookshelf that's 45 feet tall when it should only be 2. That's kind of hard to do when you're outside in the open.
Right. And I don't think we're the only people that feel this way. I think a lot of people, especially in the Disney community, are kind of having the same thoughts and concerns that we are.
But that's not to say that the incredible summer celebration overall is going to be a great time. So if you're coming to Disney World this summer, try to look in those details and see if you can fit any one or all of these special events around into your time, especially those really off the cuff, like not really serious planned things like those dance parties in Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. They're a lot of fun. Or even the concerts at Epcot. They're doing 5 a day from June 9th to August 19th. There's a lot of
Right.
opportunity there to just do those things if you happen to be walking by. It's not like as serious as the Typhoon Lagoon where you have to buy a ticketed event and make sure you plan it around your vacation.
Right. Right. So it's very exciting stuff coming to Walt Disney World this summer.
We wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm not Irish, but my wife is Irish, and coming from the south side of Chicago, it's a very Irish-driven community, and St. Patrick's Day is just always a fun time for food, for parties, for festivities. So, whether you are Irish or not, as you listen to this, you are Irish today. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And go eat some corned beef
Corned beef and cabbage. Don't forget
And
that cabbage.
cabbage.
Need that fiber.
and sauerkraut.
What?
Sauerkraut, corned beef sandwich, sauerkraut, mustard, Swiss cheese. Come on.
Oh, I just do corned beef and cabbage.
Oh, no, not me.
But with that, thank you for joining us today. Make sure you check out Patreon. Make sure you check out YouTube, Instagram, Dom and Vic, Peter and Sarah, Disney World, Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Tokyo, Tokyo Sea, maybe one day Tokyo Sky. Shanghai Disney. I think I covered it all, right?
And all the above.
And all the above.
So thank you again for listening. Like I said, my name is Dominic Evco. This is Peter the Man Brookhart. Let's keep that going. Call him Peter
No, I
the Man.
actually would prefer not to keep that going.
I say we keep that going. Peter the Man Brookhart.
Is this payback for Dom Start That hashtag Dom Start That podcast?
It is. No, it isn't actually. You still got that coming.
Oh no.
Yeah, you still got that coming. So like I said, thank you again for listening. And until next time, this is the Part Copper Podcast.